What if I told you the Titanic sinking wasn't just about an iceberg? What if there were weird coincidences, ignored warnings, and even wild conspiracy theories? Welcome to the real story of the Titanic, a mix of luxury, tragedy, and mystery. In 1912, the Titanic was the largest and fanciest ship in the world. Over 882 feet long, it was a floating palace. People called it unsinkable. But there was one big problem. The ship only had 20 lifeboats. That wasn't enough for everyone on board. Only about half the people could fit. Why so few? The designers thought the ship was so safe that lifeboats were just for show. On April 10th, 1912, the Titanic set sail from Southampton, England, heading for New York City. It carried over 2,200 people, from the super-rich like John Jacob Astor to families hoping for a new life in America. No one knew they were heading straight into disaster. Here's something strange. In 1898, a book called The Wreck of the Titan came out. It told the story of a huge, unsinkable ship named Titan that hit an iceberg and sank on its first trip. Sound familiar? And before the Titanic sailed, other ships sent warnings about icebergs in the area. But these warnings weren't taken seriously. The Titanic was believed to be invincible. Even creepier? Some passengers felt uneasy before the trip. A few cancelled their tickets at the last minute, saying they had a bad feeling. April 14th, 1912. The night was dark, with no moon, and the sea was calm. At 11:40 p.m., the Titanic hit an iceberg. The crash tore a huge hole in the ship, flooding the lower decks. Panic spread quickly. The crew tried to keep order, but there weren't enough lifeboats. Women and children were sent off first, leaving many men behind. Over 1,500 people died in the freezing waters that night. And here's the strange part. A nearby ship, the SS Californian, was close enough to see Titanic's distress flares. But they didn't come to help. Some say the crew didn't realize the flares were signals for help. Others think they ignored them. The Titanic's wreck wasn't found until 1985, over 12,000 feet below the ocean. Since then, divers have discovered items like clothes, dishes, and personal belongings from the ship. Even now, over 100 years later, the Titanic story still fascinates us. It's been the subject of movies, books, and documentaries. It reminds us of human ambition and how things can go wrong in the blink of an eye.